Hey guys, this is not clickbait. And whether you are already bullish on Kaspa or you're sitting on the fence, you are going to be absolutely shocked at what AI threw out during my research. Now, as you know, AI is non-biased, at least when it comes to crypto. And I have been doing some research on Kaspa, comparing the white paper of Kaspa to the original Bitcoin white paper. And I went to Claude to read both of those for me and give me the bullet points of the similarities and things like that. And guys, I was shocked at what it told me. You're going to love this video. So stay with me. And at the end, we're going to take a look at the chart and I'm going to give you some price predictions. That being said, this is Crypto Bellwether's channel and we take pride in giving you non-biased information. We try to basically fight misinformation on this channel, and I often say I might not tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear. And guys, this is some good news you need to hear. Now go ahead and hit that like button and let's get into it. Alright guys, if you haven't been to Kaspa's website, go there. It's Kaspa.org. Surf around. I'm not going to get into how great the tech is. I'm going to move on because I don't want this video to be too long. Now, like I said, I use Claude a lot, guys, and this AI is a game changer for my knowledge. I absolutely love it. And the white papers, basically, guys, it's like spending an hour or two reading these white papers, and it just cuts through the chase and saves you an immense amount of time. Anyway, I watched a podcast this morning, and the guy was talking about the similarities between the original Satoshi white paper and Kaspa. So that just got my curiosity going, and you know, I want to verify everything for me, and then I'll share it with you guys. And if it's negative, I give it to you. If it's positive, I give it to you. And I'm going to tell you briefly what Claude said, but then I'm going to tell you the shocking comments that Claude threw out on its own record. And guys, I cannot be any more bullish about Kaspa. All right, guys. So, and if you don't use Claude, guys, it's Claude.ai. Go check it out. It is the best AI that I'm familiar with at the moment. Anyway, I asked Claude to go through the white papers and read both of them, compare, give me the pros and cons, similarities, and the differences. And when I did, here's what he came back with. And I'll tell you the similarities. And I'm just going to skim through this, guys. But the similarities were both aimed to create decentralized peer-to-peer electronic cash systems. Both allow direct transactions. They both use proof-of-work mining to mint new coins to secure the network. Support user privacy by not requiring identity disclosure. And enable irreversible payments and prevent double spending, and allow online payments to be sent directly user to user without processing fees. Now, he basically went through the differences and talked about the DAG and the dual consensus model and all that. I'm not going to get into the technicals because I want to get into the good stuff. So basically, Claude definitely agreed that there's a lot of similarities between Bitcoin and Kaspa. Well, I told Kaspa, I said, look, a lot of people basically say that Kaspa is a hybrid between Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I said, I want you to tell me your thoughts on that. Verify that if you believe it to be true. And then also, if there's a better hybrid situation that it is, whether that be, say, Bitcoin plus, say, HBAR or Bitcoin plus Cosmos, let me know. And I really thought that it might come back and say something like, well, a better, way to talk about Kaspa is not with Ethereum. I really did. I thought it would say like Bitcoin and maybe Cosmos because of interoperability or something. And I'm going to tell you what it said, and this absolutely shocked me. Now check this out. It basically came back and it said a better way to say it is it's Bitcoin plus Solana, Polkadot, Algorand, and Harmony. And it gave the reasons. So check this out. So you got the security of what Bitcoin is. And then it said Bitcoin plus Solana because it focuses on high scalability and speed like Solana, but with Bitcoin security. You can add in Polkadot because of the interoperability features like Polkadot combined with Bitcoin's decentralization. Then you can add Algorand because it uses some similar technical design like proof of stake consensus model. And then it says Bitcoin and Harmony because it targets micropayments and nano payments with fast, cheap, just like Harmony. Think about that, guys. That absolutely blows me away. So this is a non-biased AI, which I absolutely love. And guys, just something to point out to you. If you follow people that are always telling you and hyping up a project and they never tell you the downside, which we're going to talk about, the downside of Kaspa, what little there is before we look at the charts. But be careful about that, guys, because you need to know exactly what you're dealing with. But anyway, guys, I find that immensely bullish that an AI just came out and said, look, it's a hybrid between Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Polkadot, Algorand, and Harmony. I can't be more bullish. Now, here's one downside, which is not really a downside. This thing's ripping every day, and it doesn't want to let you in unless you're really aggressive. Now, I did a video a while back when it was pushing 7 cents, and I was like, if it pulls back, I was hoping it pulled back maybe to 5 cents. I was going to buy. If it broke out, I was going to buy. And to be honest, guys, it took a lot of heat, and I find that funny how the haters always jump on that bandwagon telling me that I didn't know what I was talking about, and they couldn't believe that I was telling people to maybe buy the breakout if it, I said in my video, if it breaks out and it was about 7 cents and it comes back and tests that and then goes from there, I'm going to buy it. And I just got busy and didn't get to do it, but now it's like, what, 14 cents. Now, let's talk about the downside. If there's a downside, I'm going to give you my price prediction. There's really no downside to speak of. The real downside and the risk is, guys, no matter what, all projects have to prove themselves. It's so early. This has to prove itself in the long run. And then right now it's kind of in beta. I don't know what they call it, but developers can't build on it. Well, they're going to have to open that door, and then the developers are going to have to want to build on it for this thing to make it. And then the other thing that's going to have to happen is the big money and like the Wall Street companies or the mega, type players like Coca-Cola's and Home Depot's and all these corporations that are going to come into crypto, they're going to need to want to build on Kaspa. So all that has to be proven. So that's just long term. But in my opinion, short term, guys, when you ask me how high can Kaspa go, well, I have a new philosophy, guys, and I'll be glad to debate anyone. A lot of people will tell you right now that this is going to be the utility bull run. I beg to differ, and I used to think that way, but guys, we're way too early. This is going to be the speculation and the hyped up bull run. And Kaspa has both of those going for them. It's one of the best social media platforms out there. Like, it's got the most hype coming out. You know, it can't compare to like XRP, but guys, this thing isn't XRP. And I say this with love, but if the XRP army wanted to be tribal and they did their research and they compared tit for tat, they would jump into Kaspa, and it would be the Kaspa army. And the Kaspa army is probably going to occur during this bull run, because I truly believe, we don't know the upside, but I have no doubt it will be in the top 10 unless some black swan comes out, like, you know, with the development or something like that. But what I'm thinking is, because it's kind of in beta, whatever you want to call it, and there's no developers and there's no partnerships, as those doors open, you're going to get developer news. Boom, another explosion. You're going to start getting partnerships. And every time you get news like that, this thing is going to rip and rip and rip. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point this thing runs into the top 5 off of just speculation. Not saying that's going to happen, but I believe no matter what, it's going to be a top 10 project. Now, that may be short-lived, but it will pump to those levels, in my opinion. Now, that's speculation, and that's if everything goes right. But I have no reason to think that it won't. Now, check this out, guys. And I like to be conservative. And I'm just going to say another point about influencers, guys. You know, I do research and I find out factual information. And then as I see these influencers, they want to pump their channel, tell you what you want to hear. If I really only cared about growing my channel, which I hope my channel continues to grow, but I would tell you Kaspa's going to, you know, outdo Bitcoin, and I would tell you it's going to have a $2 trillion market cap at the end of the bull run, and Kaspa could go to $100. Kaspa's going to get you that Bugatti, kind of like the XRP influencers tell you. Well, I'm not going to do that, but this is really, really valid in my opinion. Now, I use marketcapof.com. It's a great tool, guys, and you can type in like the comparison of two projects of price wise. Now check this out. I think this is really, really conservative, and it's a no-brainer. Now again, it's crypto, it's risky, but I don't see why this is not very, very conservative. Now I have no doubt that from here, after this huge pump, which I don't recommend anyone jumping in, this got some big wicks. It should be, and it needs to pull back. Now, a lot of you might not want to hear that, but a healthy market, guys, it doesn't just pump and pump and pump. That is risky. That means you're going to get a washout at some point. You want it to pump a day, 2, 3, a week, pull back 2 or 3 days, and continue on. That's immensely healthy. But no matter what, if you say, well, okay, Kaspa could definitely get to where ADA is today, Cardano is today. Guys, that's a 4x without a pullback. I don't think that's really debatable. So you're telling me in the bull run that Kaspa can't get where the beat down Cardano is today? Well, if it does, that's a 4x. I think that's your downside. I don't even think your downside risk is that. I think your downside risk would be more like a 7 or 8x. Now, this is more realistic, and honestly, I set this up a couple hours ago and I got busy. This thing was at like 31x just a few hours ago. So obviously ADA is pumping today or Kaspa's pulling back. I don't know which, and it's irrelevant. But I believe there's a very conservative estimate would be Kaspa goes to where ADA did at its all-time high in the last bull run. And I really believe Kaspa could catch and surpass ADA's during this bull run. And wherever ADA goes, and I think it will make an all-time high, Kaspa may outperform it. And either way, guys, that would be basically a 30x. And I think that's conservative, and that's if you chase the FOMO, which I don't recommend right now. So no matter what, I believe if you ask me, hey Ray, where is Kaspa going? Guys, it's just going higher. That's all I know. It's going to go higher. It's not financial advice, but I'm telling you, Claude shocked me when he threw that bomb at me. And you think about that. That is a non-bias. It's not an influencer trying to hype their channel or get you to FOMO in or tell you what you want to hear. This is AI, guys. Honest question. And it just blew me away. I can't be more bullish. I think everyone should own at least a little bit of Kaspa. If you're extremely bullish, you might want to own a lot. But no matter what, guys, this thing could literally lead the bull run. Now, I'm not saying it will, because those gaming projects are going to come out of nowhere. But guys, this is a great project. Let me know what you think in the comment section about what I've said. Subscribe. And guys, I have coaching, and it starts at $250. I'll put a link down below. Reach out. Send me an email if you want some information. And I just want to say two things, and I'll let you go. These last couple of weeks have taught me I'm not ready for this bull run. I've got a lot of stuff to tighten up in my wallets. And if that's happening to me, I just have to guess it's happening to you guys. And whether you are open to coaching with me, guys, get a game plan. So, because there's going to be so much FUD and FOMO, and it's going to blow you away. And you're going to have to be prepared to capture the gains in projects like this. And the second thing is, guys, whether you have a plan or you don't have a plan, please consider dollar cost averaging out all the way throughout this bull run. Because the number one thing I see, and the reason people come to me for coaching, is they've went through one or two bull runs, and they've caught a lot of pumps, and their wallet swelled, and they didn't take those profits, guys, and they don't have a whole lot to show for it. And I don't want that to happen to you. Because remember, guys, if you don't take profits, you'll become the prophet. Anyway, guys, subscribe, share with like-minded people, but either way, come back and be part of this community. Take care, guys.